बचना ए हसीनो लो मैं आ गया ये बचना ए हसीनो लो मैं
Welcome to Chai Con Chicas. This week is a very special Filmi review, a Filmi flashback of none other than Bachna e Haseeno lo main aa gaya. Bachna e Haseeno. This Filmi review is in preparation for the upcoming Ranbir Kapoor Deepika star Ye Jawani Hey Divani. They actually make a really good jodi, and it's surprising that they haven't done a movie together since Bachna e Haseeno, which is why I'm super excited for this movie, since in Bachna e Haseeno they didn't really live out their romance as much as I would have wanted them to. But still, they made a great pair. And Ranbir Kapoor, how you fascinate me. He stars in this movie as Lady Killer, as he calls it, or as I call it, man whore. You see the three most significant relationships of his life. We meet Mahi in Switzerland, Radhika in Mumbai, and Gayatri in Australia. Starting with his encounter in Switzerland with Mahi, he of course tries to woo her, not knowing that she was engaged already, and when she reveals it, he does nothing. He's a gentleman, perfect gentleman, and still treats her nicely, still treats her with respect and whatever, doesn't really try anything with her. Okay, he kisses her, but I mean, who doesn't want to be kissed by Ranbir Kapoor? When she meets up again with her family, she tells her friends about this romantic guy named Raj, who just completely swept her away. And in the same scene, he's telling his best friends how he scored and how, he went all the way with her. Always look if they're standing behind you if you're going to be talking about them, especially in something that's not true and slightly offensive. Second relationship is with the also ever sexy Bipasha, aka Radhika. Now here's where he supposedly had the perfect relationship. He is living with this girl, not married, by the way. They have great chemistry, they're totally into each other. They've been together for like a year and a half. Suddenly he gets a promotion to Sydney, tells her about it like last minute, tries to break it off with her thinking she'd be cool with it because she's such a modern girl. Her response to it was pretty epic. Well, I guess we'll just have to get married before then. I hate that he dragged that on as long as he could. Guys, if you don't want to get married, just say so, because it's gonna end up bad for everyone involved, especially you. I'd kick your ass. Long story short, he left her at the altar. Pretty sad and depressing. Cheap, lowly thing to do. But hey, that was Ranbir Kapoor's character, and he played it off perfectly. Next up, Sydney, where he meets Deepika, a cab driver / cashier at a grocery store, paying her way through school. She becomes nothing but friends with Ranbir Kapoor, but he slowly starts to have feelings for her. She's just trying to be cool friends, which by the end of it, he proposes to her, and she's just like, whoa, dude. Told you I didn't want any marriage. I didn't even say I liked you like that. I mean, I like you and all, but I think you like me more than I like you. Awkward. So when he finally feels the harsh sting of rejection, guess who pops into his head? Mahi and Radhika. And that is when he must amend his ways and apologize to both of them. That way he can feel better about himself. And he does. He apologizes to them beautifully. That's what the whole second half is about. Goes over to Mahi, who's married, has kids, but can't open herself to love with her husband, who, in fact, even though it was arranged marriage, he actually does love her a lot. He apologizes, and then she realizes that her Raj was there all along. Women, this also goes to show, if you stop looking for fairy tales and start looking at your own real life, you'll see that You have everything that you want. Stop complaining. At first you think Bipasha's character turned out to be, you know, better off without Ranbir. Then she turns out to be a total bitch. Okay, who wouldn't be after being left in the altar like that? And he tries to apologize to her, she wouldn't accept it, and puts him through hell. I would too. But in the end, she does apologize because, frankly, all her anger and negative energy towards him affects her daily life. Aw, lessons. Then we go back to Sydney where Deepika realizes, hey, maybe I do love you after all, and I've been sending you letters every single day for 6 months. That's just weird and kind of stalkerish. I'd just gone with a phone call or whatever. Leave a voicemail or two if he doesn't get back to you. I mean, that's his business. And 6 months is a long time to be writing every single day, hoping that he'd write back. I'd probably stop after a week if he didn't write anything back and be like, okay, mother effer doesn't like me anymore. I do really enjoy this movie, and it's one of the best ones I have in my collection. First half, spectacular. Just an hour and a half of filmy goodness. Second half could have been better. Not to say that it was a horrible second half that didn't live up to the first half. It dragged on a little, and there's only so much you can do it when the second half only revolves around asking for forgiveness. But it wrapped up really nicely, and of course, Ranbir Kapoor, you sexy, sexy beast. I gave this 4 out of 5 cups of chai. Obviously because of Ranbir Kapoor and my lady crush Deepika. And the hotness of Bipasha. Ooh, sexy ladies. Bachna Haseeno lo mein aa gaya. Bachna Haseeno.
बचना ए हसीनो